Trains! Trains, everybody loves them, right? Wonders of locomotion. First mass commercial way of traveling, making the world smaller and everybody closer together. It is simply a redefined perfect, no, just perfection. And then there are video games, vile, foul creations of the devil himself, sitting in the damp corner of defilement. You're a gamer? You're playing video games? Off to the hell with you, straight to the boiler room. Wait, what have you done? Not this boiler room though. Are you trying to taint my great locomotive with this wretched thing? Have you no shame? But wait! What if you're trying to purge the evilness that lies within video games by adding the most heavenly and pure part of the universe, cleansing them of all of their sins? Here I present to you best and worst train video game sequences in all of the history. Ranked GTA games. They are known for their flashy heist type missions, so robbing a train fully decked with gold seems like a great idea, but in reality, there's only so much you can do in realistic GTA environments. In GTA 5 you're barely on a train, the crash is flashy sure, but before you know it, it is already over. Fan-made stopping train videos have way more content than that. C tier. GTA 4? What in the hell is going on in B? B tier. And now the classic.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
So memorable. That's an easy S tier, baby. In Final Fantasy franchise, train scenes usually go like this. You go on a train, talk with people. Wait, there's something wrong here. I am an empath. I can feel it. Investigate, find the root of the evil and finally, gameplay. Final Fantasy uses a technique long forgotten in video games called dialogue and exposition, where they feed you numbingly boring dialogues to only hit you with that "What the fuck?" In Final Fantasy VI, you fight the train. Now, how the hell am I supposed to rank that? Let's say all of them go to the B tier for their slow parts and Final Fantasy VI S tier. The moment you have an option to suplex a train, that's S in my books, alright? Hitman 3 contains one long train sequence that incorporates stealth mechanics on a moving train, which is huge. Bonus points for that. You even have these light posts you must dodge. That's why I'm giving it an A tier. Now let's talk a little bit about first-person shooter games and how they handle train missions. There are three types. 1. Heavily scripted sequences that are feast for the eyes but without much gameplay. 2. Making your way to the engine wagon of the train, shooting people on your way. And 3. The middle ground that takes something from both worlds. I don't like shoot people until you get to the front formula. They all play out the same, so D tier. Heavily scripted sequences like Battlefield 3, Metro Exodus, Bulletstorm, COD Vanguard, all low B tiers except for COD Vanguard, cause the game sucks. F tier. Time Splitters deserves low B, but Call of Juarez Gunslinger? The storyteller literally goes to take a lick mid-telling the story and leaves you running through the same carriage over and over until he gets back from his piss break. If that isn't S tier, then I don't know what it is, man. Okay, but what about Wolfenstein New Order? I don't know, you guys decide. Also, Metro games? For a franchise with a word Metro in it, I don't see a lot of Metro scenes in here, more like wagon scenes. D tier. Metal Slug's 2 train sequence doesn't feel any different than any other level in this game, which is bad and good at the same time. C tier. Mirror's Edge. Not a lot to this bad girl, not gonna lie. E tier. Now, Ghost Runner is something. Including a train level in these types of games is a must-have and feels right at home, but for unknown reason I feel like they could have done much more in here, and the sequence itself is quite short, mid-B tier for that. Ratchet & Clank elevates itself onto greater heights to make the train sequence as memorable and fun to play as it possibly can. Low C tier. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Epic boss fight between Sassy Jack and Brazil Man. You would have expected more from a train level in the game where you slash giant enemy spiders into cheese slices and fight nanomachines imbued US senators. C tier. Gears of War? Trains have been made for better things than for shooting ranges, but it is a final boss fight to such a good adventure, so despite not a lot of meat to the sequence itself, let's say C tier as well. Hunt down the Freeman? F tier. Paper Marios are very convoluted things, because if it wasn't for the moving background, I wouldn't even know that I was on a train. They feel more like set of corridors with some challenges in between. E tier, disappointing. But Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on the other hand, oh mama! Perfect gameplay, stunning visuals and sound design. No train level can match up to the levels of quality that Captain Toad has shown us. D tier. Jedi Academy train level has the most chaotic train design I've ever seen in a video game. No wagon feels the same. With that in mind, B tier. Max Payne 3, baby! That's a nice train scene, I value it really high. Not for the set piece itself, but rather because I liked the game. Max Payne. Dead Space 2 had a short train scene, but is it me or is that high-octane action moments don't go very well with slow-paced survival horrors? Like, what the hell is going on in here? High D tier. Now, LEGO games. I know what you're thinking. There are 3 train scenes in LEGO games. Indiana Jones 1, 2 and LEGO Batman 2, each having their own strengths. Indiana Jones 1 allows you to traverse the train however you want. Look! They're even hugging the walls! LEGO Batman is a more scripted sequence that looks cool. And LEGO Indiana Jones 2 showing off the shortest commercial train to ever exist. Batman D tier, Indy Jones, I know it comes as a surprise, but S tier, yeah. Indiana Jones 2, what are we fighting here anyway? This shit should be in Metal Gear Revengeance. That's E tier, only because of this thing. Red Dead Redemption 2 is called 2 because there are 2 train scenes. They are good not only for the game itself, but generally speaking, they absolutely dwarf GTA missions for sure. A tier for both. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, you just put down low poly fires. F tier. Resident Evil 0, I think the train isn't even moving, right? E tier. Star Wars Shadow of the Empire on Nintendo 64, yeah, it's cool. Smash. I mean pass. I mean sorry, old habits kicking in. Batman Vengeance. Oh my god, it's so barren. E tier. Mega Man X4, I didn't play it actually, but I see there's lots of interactability with the train. B tier. Star Fox 64, it isn't a level taking place on a train, but above it. That's why a couple of the points must be shared. C tier. Now obviously, what tier list would that be if we didn't include here one of the most jaw-dropping sequences in all of history of gaming? First, learn fighting in the rail yard, then chasing the train, then fighting on a train, then hanging from the train, and finally fighting in the said train's wreckage. I may have fooled you into thinking that's Uncharted 2 train sequence, but it actually is Little Big Planet 2 train level and Little Big Planet 3 Fan-Made level. S tier, both masterpieces. Okay, now Uncharted 2. Train set piece is not only the best train level, but it also is one of the best video game levels in history of ever. Stealth, gunfight, fighting, fire with fire. All of that in a game from 2009, released on a console that only had 256 mega RAM. This one scene alone beats most of the games on their heads. Easy S tier. In fact, it was so good that Naughty Dog decided to make a sequel called Lost Legacy, where the bad guy is Hasanabi Reacts, and you fight him on a speeding train. Switching from train to jeep to trucks, back to the jeep, back to the train using grapple hook, back to the basics, Black Neo, back in the Matrix. The fuck is going on in here? Run! Run! It's everything that you would want in a train level, and then some more. S tier. We also can't forget about Jedi Fallen Order and Waja Paja! A tier because it's too short. Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, another stealth mission on a train. You know what, that looks goddamn great and plays out quite nice. I think that deserves an S tier, right? God of War Ascension. This isn't a train level per se, but train-like level. First train type level in video games. Co-created by Neil Druckmann and Hideo Kojima. D tier. Henry Stickmin. I wish there was more action on a train rather than next to it, but this level is like if Skyfall met the stick figures animations from 2009. High C tier. The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. No. E tier. Super Mario 3D World. Okay, I'm not tanky, I don't blindly praise any Nintendo games that have word Mario in them, but I must say, it looks kinda rad. High D tier. Trons 2.0 train level. I will mention it, but not rank it, just so you can shut up in the comments. Matrix Path of the Neo. This is gaming. Game is a masterpiece, and inclusion of a train level proves so, but it's that too short, not gonna lie. D tier. Now, Half-Life games? S tier. Both. Now for the last part, all train simulators to the train simulators bracket, because no way I'm playing and ranking them all. Bye. Subscribe.
I look like a